Hello, it is a wonderful Saturday afternoon edition. This is TitleTown Throwdown. I'm your humble host, Nick LeBlanc, and a lot to get to, a lot to unpack. I'm going to probably go on a few rants here, so bear with me on that one. Anyway, though, the Red Sox, they're not looking too good. Let's be brutally honest. Sox aren't looking too good. Losers of 8 of their last 10 ball games, 11 of their last 20. So what's gone wrong for this Red Sox team since the All-Star break? Well, offense has decided to take a snooze. The starting rotation is on vacation. And just really the whole coming up in clutch situations, that's just disappeared. Now we look at the Red Sox record here as we sit here on August 7th, 2021, and they're set to play a doubleheader against the Blue Jays today. Red Sox are at 64-47. 33 of their 64 victories have come from comeback from behind wins. However, though, if we look at the last handful of games, two of the three games against the Tigers, last night against the Blue Jays, the last time they played the Blue Jays, which was a couple weeks ago, here at Fenway Park, and really just that Yankee series, too. Well, we'll exclude the Yankee series for now, simply just based on the fact that Red Sox took 3 out of 4 from the Yankees. The Sox took 3 out of 4 from the Yankees, and they were still that resilient group. But now we flip the calendar to this recent stretch against the Blue Jays, where you had another doubleheader against them. You lost 4-1, but then you won 4-1. But then you give up 13 runs, and you put up 1. This is where the Red Sox pitching staff is really taking a really huge nosedive, because I'm going to pop up the schedule. Just give me one moment here. I'm going to pop up the schedule and kind of just look at these finals, because a lot of these finals just aren't looking good right now for the Red Sox. So we look at their schedule right now, and this is flashing back to a couple weeks ago when the Blue Jays were still here. You give up 13 runs to the Blue Jays in that series finale here at Fenway Park, and you only score a whopping 1 run. This is where the stretch really started. The doubleheader counts as the last 10, but they split that. They scored 5 and they gave up 5. That even split, even Steven, I'm okay with that. Here's where the tumult started to take a turn now. 13 runs you give up against the Blue Jays, you score 1. You had opportunities to score more, wasted it. Last Friday against the Rays, you lose that 7-3. Your starter can't get out of the 5th inning. You had opportunities to come back and win that game, and you didn't. Saturday, you're going back for the Rays. They take a little bit of a lead. You have a chance to come back. You waste runners on board, and you lose that ball game 9-2. August 1st is probably a decent game. You held the Rays in check, 3 runs. You had opportunities to either tie the game and take the lead. Those go by the wayside. You lose that game. Off day, after getting swept by the Rays, wipe it away. You're facing a Tiger team they're not setting the world on fire with their record, but they're playing meaningful, reasonable baseball. They're an inspired team playing really good baseball. The record's actually pretty decent compared to recent years. Albeit 2017, 18, 19, last year's a wash. The Tigers have had a much better season this year than they have in the past 3 full seasons. So I'm just going by full seasons. I don't count 2020. 2020 is a wash, the Dodgers won the World Series so next year. I know it counts as an actual season, but you played 102 less games, Brainiac. Anyway, go to Detroit. Offense still sleepy. You lose that 4-2, but it's the Tigers. You held that off. That offense isn't that hard to keep in check. You strike out 18 guys Wednesday night, and you go on for a 4-1 win. You're still struggling to score runs, but your pitching staff bailed your ass out by striking out 18 Tigers, so you didn't have to worry about that. That put end to your 5-game losing streak. And now you're on another 2-game skid because runners on base, can't drive them in, pitchers leaving meatballs over the plate. Last night, everything's going well up until that 5th inning. Eovaldi got a little greedy with Bo Bichette and leaves one high up in the zone in the middle of the plate, and it just gets turned around, and that whole 5th inning just went out of whack, and you give up 12 runs, you lose 12-4. You have 3 games left against the Blue Jays this season, and you're done. You never see this Blue Jay team again. You don't see them until either to play them in the playoffs. Hopefully you don't, or you see them in 2022. You're hoping you see them in 2022. So you play 2 today. You're playing at game 2 today. Game 1 is at 3:07. Game 2 is at 7:07. One of these games is a makeup from the game out in Buffalo. It was a game out in Buffalo that got rained out, but that was also really Toronto's final series out in Buffalo too, that we were made aware of because it was really starting last Friday, July 30th, that the Blue Jays were finally able to play home games legitimately at home. Like, the Blue Jays have played games in Toronto for the first time since September of 2019. They haven't been home they haven't played a game at the Rogers Center prior to July 30th since their last home game in September of 2019. I believe that was out of the final regular season game or whatever. I don't remember. But now the Blue Jays are home. Now we're playing in all 30 MLB ballparks. The Blue Jays crowd is limited to only 15,000. But you know what? The Blue Jays have taken advantage of that 15,000. Just rather have it be 10,000 and 8,000 of that being for the visiting team. You'd have 15,000 fans. A vast majority are cheering for them. And that's what's gotten the Blue Jays to play much really good, inspired baseball, and credit to them. Now, I do have a few gripes about last night. Really, just the whole game in general with the Red Sox. Just another no-show offensive effort. 2 times they had the bases loaded. Twice. Once in the 5th and again in the 8th. 2 times that you could have just turned the game on its heels. Martinez strikes out. Renfroe strikes out. Thank you for coming, Boston Red Sox. Now, I want to go back to that 5th inning for a minute. Look, Eovaldi, it's his 2nd bad start in a row, which isn't a good sign if you're the Red Sox, because now your de facto ace of the staff right now is struggling. But out of all the guys in the rotation that have pitched in this rotation at one point or another, whether it be Houck, Perez, Rodriguez, Pivetta, Richards, Nate Eovaldi has been your only consistent guy. That's it. He has 1 bad start, then he puts together 5 fantastic starts. And then another bad one mixed in, and then goes on another 6 good starts. It's rare that we've seen him have 2 bad starts in a row. But you know what? For as consistent as Nathan Eovaldi has been this season and how healthy he's been, I give him a pass. I give Nate Eovaldi a pass for those reasons particularly. Now, do I want to see Eovaldi pitch much better than when he has in his last couple outings? Of course. Of course I do. But I'm not going to absolutely trash Nate Eovaldi because he isn't the issue. Eovaldi's not the issue. Evaldi is not the issue here for the Red Sox. It's the rest of the freaking rotation. Your brain dead ownership group, your brain dead general manager, chief of baseball operations, whatever the hell you want to call it nowadays. I don't care. You want to stay under the luxury tax like cheap assholes. You don't even try to get a back of the rotation guy to take a little bit of pressure off of Evaldi. You could have made things right by go out and acquire John Lester from the Washington Nationals. He would not have cost you jack. He wouldn't have cost you anything, much of anything, really. And he was on a cheap contract. He's not with you. He's with the damn Cardinals. Max Scherzer, look, you were in there. You're in the running for that, surprisingly, but I knew you had no shot to get him because they wanted probably Duran, maybe Downs, look, I'm fine with giving up Jeter Downs. Turner Wong, you want to keep him part tier. Jaron Duran is off limits. Like, no, keep your hands off Duran. But no, you don't. You went out to Kyle Schwarber, who's still injured, but he's going on a rehab assignment very soon. So that's the promising thing. And he might play first base, and maybe he might be the spark plug that this offense needs, all right? Because you're getting absolutely zero production from the first base side. Whether you had Michael Chavis here, is now with the Woolly Pirates. Bobby Dalbec, who can't hit the back end of a freaking barn right now. Frenchie Cordero, he's learning first base. I'm giving him time for that, but his bats, he's making more contact with the baseball consistently, no, but he's not chasing anymore, which is probably a good sign for Frenchie Cordero. So there's hope for Frenchie, there's hope for Bobby, but Bobby just needs to go down to Worcester for the final month and a half of the season. Get things right. We'll try again in spring training with you, kid, all right? Now, back to the pitching. You get this Hector Robles from the Minnesota Twins and this David Austin, I believe his name is, or his first name's Austin. I don't know. Some no-name guy from the Pirates to help the bullpen. All right, I guess, fine. I think the bullpen, I think for the most part of the year, the bullpen's been pretty good between Ottavino, Taylor, Whitlock, especially Whitlock. Valdez as of recently. But going to Hector Robles for a minute. And I have gripe not only with him, but also the Blue Jays too. First off, why the hell are you letting the Blue Jays antagonize you like that? They wanted you to react. They wanted to get a reaction out of you, and you fell for it. You freaking bonehead. You fell for it. It's what they wanted you to do, you freaking idiot. You played right into their freaking trap. They wanted to get you going. They want you to throw the damn baseball at them. Just so you can get tossed. For having a temper tantrum. And you basically did have a temper tantrum. For good reason. But still, it's what they wanted you to do, you freaking knucklehead. Now, so should Robles have reacted at all? No. You just call Vasquez over, say, hey, man, these guys are getting on my last freaking nerve. Can you tell Sherlock Holmes at the plate over there to tell them to shut up for like 5 seconds? I get they're excited. They have every right to be excited, but shut up. Vasquez would have said, sure, man, no problem. He goes in there and says, hey, we need to get back to the dugout. Can you tell your guys to tone it down a little bit? My guy can't focus. Now, surely the Blue Jay guy would have sat down and deal with it, but me and the Blue Jay guy would have been like, hey, guys, like, tone it down just a tad. All right, it's like, We can be happy, but let's not be a-holes about it. And that's exactly what the Blue Jays were. They're absolute a-holes last night. Now look, I would be excited too for scoring 9 runs in an inning. I would be just as ecstatic. But you don't want to be standing right on the field while play's going on. Come on. Postseason I can deal with it. Because the games are much more meaningful and powerful. I'm not saying that these games aren't meaningful right now for the Blue Jays. But just act like you've scored a run before in the regular season, for Pete's sake. Act like you've done this before. Because you've done it multiple times this season. Act like you've done it before. And one other gripe that I have with last night before I get into Chris Sale, which will probably tone me down a little bit. Robles comes in, and what I feel was he unintentionally hit a guy. All right, look, you're down 7. Why the hell are you trying to plunk a guy on purpose? What point does that serve? You're just adding traffic to the base paths. I don't think Robles did it on purpose. He just lost control of the pitch, and he's had control issues. Not only since he's been here, but with the Twins too. So let's just get that out of the way right now. But Toronto acting like freaking babies. Like saying, oh my God, he's throwing at us intentionally. Hey up, you gonna issue a warning? Well, first off, no warnings how to be issued, you freaking morons. What warnings how to be issued? Your guy didn't plunk any guys. Evaldi didn't plunk a guy. What the hell are you griping for? And stupidly enough, the umpires say, yeah, we'll issue warnings. And then the Blue Jays manager comes on and says, why are we being warned? But, Laura, you're the ones who are bitching about the warning. You wanted the warning, you freaking Fruit Loop. And yet you go to the umpire bitching saying, oh, why are we getting warnings? We did nothing wrong. You asked for the warnings, you dumbass. Oh, God. Last night was just aggravating on so many levels. The Blue Jays had to like immature freaking babies because one guy just punked on the shoulder. How many players have been punked on the shoulder in baseball throughout the entire history of the game? How many? Thousands. And you're acting like little premature babies? Shut up, Blue Jays. Rub some dirt on it. Go to first base. Shut up. My God. And then you complain that, oh, why are we getting a warning? If you're going to issue warnings, you have to do it to both sides, you idiots. The umpire can't just go to Alex Stroh saying, hey, your guys can't hit no more Blue Jays, but the Blue Jays can hit one of your guys. No problem. So the court's going to get pissed. Ugh. So last night was just an absolute crapshoot. Now, from Toronto acting like babies to the Red Sox ineptitude is pile on runs. The doubleheader today, this is the perfect time for the Red Sox to get on track. Look, if you take both games of this doubleheader today, and then you can go out and win tomorrow, guess what? You just took 3 out of 4 from Toronto. You go into your off day feeling much better about the last 3 games than the previous 10 to 20 games. You come home to, again, a really good Rays team and then a woolly Orioles team, but you're going to have 37,000 of your friends cheering you on. That's what the Blue Jays, this run for them got sparked by going home to Toronto. Maybe the Red Sox now need to be sparked by 37 happy people ready to cheer them on for something good. And let's be honest, I haven't met one Rays fan. I personally have not met one Rays fan. And don't let last Sunday fool you, people. All right, don't let last Sunday fool you. Seeing all those people drop a can of field, all of them decked down in Rays gear. 95% of them probably never even heard of baseball before. Because no one gives a rat's ass about baseball down there. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. It's all about football down there, okay? I've met plenty of Dolphin fans. I believe that there's a passionate Buck fans out there. Bandwagon or not. Well, not bandwagons particularly. But Jaguar fans, God bless you. God bless you. But there are more true football fans down there than there are baseball fans. And honestly, between the Rays and the Lightning, I think there are more true Tampa Bay Lightning fans than there are Tampa Bay Ray fans. And that's probably honestly, that's probably a fat and an extremely sad truth. Because down in Florida, really other than the Lightning, nobody gives two poops about hockey either. So, all right, that's my Red Sox rant. That's all I got. I'm going to stay with the Red Sox, so I'm going to stay with baseball. As you see the division standings and wildcard standings going wrong on the screen. I'll be going back and forth between those for and also games today as we talk about some more baseball. Chris Sale makes his final rehab start today against Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Now, interesting thing. Somebody asked Alex Cora saying that, is Chris Sale going to take the team bus? Cora said no. Probably just going to take like an airline down there, still do the big league thing. No, Chris Sale legitimately took the bus. Now look, let's think of something. Chris Sale was drafted. And here's the crazy part about this. Chris Sale was drafted in 2010. He made his major league debut in August of 2010. The White Sox rushed him through their minor league system. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to pop up his stats right now. And we're going to talk about this because you're probably going to be absolutely blown away by this. And how long Chris Sale actually spent down in the minors when he got drafted. So, and this is all dating back to 2010. So, June 22nd, 2010, Chris Sale signed his draft year contract with the White Sox. The following day, Chris Sale was assigned to the Winston-Salem Dash, which is, I believe, their single A team or whatever. July 14th, just a couple short weeks after that, Chris Sale was assigned to the Charlotte Knights. Triple A. He went from single A to Triple A in the span of like 2 weeks. Spends about another 3 weeks there. August 4th, 2010, the Chicago White Sox lifted the contract of Chris Sale, and Chris Sale has been in the big league since. Hello here, and then just 4 short years later, on the same date that he got called up to AAA, he made his first All-Star game. So from there, the only other times he spent time in AAA was a rehab assignment back in 2014, when he had a flexor muscle strain in his left arm, and he was healthy all through that time, up until the last couple of years here in Boston. But imagine that. Chris Sale spent virtually zero time in AAA, or really AA. He never even went to AA. When he was with the Sea Dogs rehabbing, those are his first 2 appearances in AA in the minor system. Can you believe that? So, other than the year he got drafted, Chris Sale's only been in the minors for rehab assignments. He's never spent like true time in the minors. So for the fact that for Chris Sale to physically be a guy who's making like 5, 6, 7 times the money that these minor league guys are ever going to see until they get to the big leagues, The fact that he had the absolute balls and didn't think anything of it to sit on that bus with those minor league guys to just prove that, hey, I'm just another guy. When a lot of these guys get called up in, say, 2-3 years from now, and Sale's still here, which I think he will be. I think Chris Sale's spending the rest of his career in Boston. Those guys can remember that, and they're gonna look up to Chris Sale. They're gonna look at Chris Sale to be the leader. And look, I think Chris Sale's the unsung leader here that the Red Sox are gonna need real soon. We recall in 2018, I believe it was Game 4 of the World Series when Rich Hill was pitching for the Dodgers, and Red Sox were struggling to score to get a hit off of him. Chris Sale's in the dugout saying, come on, we can hit this guy. He has 2 bleeping pitches. He wasn't wrong, first off. Rich Hill only virtually uses 2 pitches. A fastball like a changeup or something like that, or something else. I forget what it was. But yeah. He only uses like 2 pitches. That's it. Eventually, the Red Sox got to him, and then Dave Roberts pulled him out, and then we all know how that game ended. We all know how that series ended. 2018. 9-time champions. Thank you very much. Anyway, though. Should Chris Sale be the spark plug that this Red Sox team needs? Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so wrapping up baseball, dude, just want to give you a quick scoreboard update. There is one game currently going on right now while this show's going on. The Mariners have a 2-1 lead over the Yankees in the bottom of the first. The Yankees just made it 2-1, but the Seattle jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead on Kyle Seager's 2-run home run. The Yankees, looking up how they scored their 1 run right now. Give me 1 second. Aaron Judge hit a home run to left field. So there you go. In typical Judge fashion, he hits a home run, gets the Yankees going. All right, I want to switch gears a little bit and head to hockey. Now, yeah, I do want to talk some quick NHL real quick. It's not going to be a long segment. A very quick segment regarding the Bruins and something I saw a couple hours ago for the show. Bruins Raskaters are at it again. All right. A picture is shown that of Tuukka Rask at home at Fenway Park last night attending the Guns N' Roses concert at Fenway. So Raskaters are saying, oh, he should be at home resting. Getting ready for the season. No, isn't he committed to playing hockey? I don't think he's committed. First off, he had the crutches on, so he just had this surgery, so that's obvious. Second of all, why is this an issue? The Bruins haven't offered him anything yet. I don't think Tim and the Bruins have even spoken yet. So, look, I don't care what a guy does during the offseason. He can do whatever the hell he wants. If Tuukka Rask wants to go out to Fenway Park to see a concert, all right, fine. Let him go out and have fun at a concert. He's injured. Yeah, he's resting, but that doesn't mean he has to sit at home and literally stare up at the ceiling, twiddling his thumbs like this. Doesn't mean he has to do that. He probably was resting for a couple weeks, said F this, and wanted to get out of the house. He just and his wife got in the car, drove to Fenway, had fun at a concert. What's the big deal? He's probably sitting down at some point, relaxing it. Or he probably can't sit down. Who knows? I don't know. Now, look, he's not going to be ready till at least December, January, maybe in February. No, by then the season's, going to be anywhere between 50 to 60% over. So, if the Bruins do want to bring back Rask, A, I'm not going to rule it out, and B, I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. But he just signed a goaltender in Allmark to a 4-year contract. And Jeremy Swayman, who in the small sample size I've seen from him, he can play goaltender at this league. So, look, if you bring back Tuukka Rask, give me the choice between Rask, Swayman, or Ullmark. Look, me being guilty, I don't know the veteran Rask. Okay, does first off, Ullmark, does he deserve the contract? Sure. But he's also coming off the season playing for the Buffalo Sabres. So think about that long deep right now. He played for Buffalo. The poverty team of the NHL. And then now Swayman, who is still young and developing. Look, am I ready to move on from Tuukka Rask too? Yeah, I think it's time to move on from Rask. But if you bring back Rask, even if it's just a 1-year contract, he's going to play the final 3 months of the year. A, how effective is he going to be? B, how's that going to affect the confidence of both Ullmark and Swayman if you can't let go of the guy who isn't going to win you jack squat in the playoffs? And he's not. He's not going to win you anything in the playoffs. I'm sorry. Tuukka Rask is a regular season goaltender. Now look. Fans only own Cam Martin. He said, or someone on it in our business chat said that Tuukka Rask has a 2.22 goals against average in the playoffs. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. Great. How many Stanley Cups has he won since being the starter in 2013? He's been to 2 finals. Nothing to show for it, though. A big old goose egg on the trophy case. So, there's your hockey minute. I just had to say that because that kind of bothered me when I saw that before the show. So, look, do I think Tuukka Rask is going to come out to Boston? Probably not. Am I going to rule it out entirely? No. So, it's kind of a wait-and-see moment for the Bruins and Tuukka Rask. All right, I want to get on to some NFL news to wrap up this show today. Not much in the way of Patriot news. It's kind of really all the same thing, you know. Matt Jones, Cam Newton, quarterback controversy. Belichick's downplaying it, saying that Cam's the starter. Then, one day he's saying that Cam's the starter. The next day he's saying that, Jones is looking good. They're competing with each other. Look, when Bill Belichick says that a guy's going to start, he's going to start. Okay, we went through this back in 2016 when Brady was scheduled to miss the first 4 games because of the Deflategate suspension, which is still the stupidest suspension in all of sports history. It is the stupidest witch hunt in NFL history too, and still one of the most glorious big FUs to Roger Goodell that he's ever going to have in his life. Anyway, though, reporters asked Bill Belichick prior to the start of the 2016 season that if Garoppolo plays well the first 4 games, is he still going to be the starter even when Tom comes back? And Belichick said it at least 5 times in the span of 2 minutes, and he got annoyed by it. And he emphatically said that Tom Brady was going to be the starter when he came back, regardless. So Garoppolo could have went 4-0 through 1,200, through for nearly 1,000 yards, say 6 to 10 touchdowns and 1 pick. Brady still would have started over that. Everyone would have been thrilled that, oh my God, we're 4-0. We can actually win without Brady. Then Tom Brady proceeds to just win, another 8-9 games to cruise to a 4. Yep, Brady just cruises to win 10 more games, and we finish 14-2, and we have the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. So I think now we fast forward here now 4 or 5 years, Brady's in Tampa. Garoppolo's probably going to lose his job to a guy who got drafted 3rd overall at some point this year. Just Kyle Shanahan said that Trey Lance is going to play for this team. If I'm Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm shaking in my goddamn boots right now. If you're Newton, I think you can be a little comfortable right now knowing that Bill Belichick's come out and said on multiple occasions, not only in the offseason, but so far here in training camp, that Cam Newton is going to be the starting quarterback for the Patriots. Do I believe Bill when he says that? Yeah, I do. Now, look, I've been consistent with this. I'm still going to be consistent with it. Is Cam Newton the answer? It's an emphatic no. Is Mac Jones the better choice? Yes. Is Mac Jones going to start week 1? No. Accept it, Patriot fans. Just accept it. Cam Newton is going to be the starter for week 1 when the Miami Dolphins come here. And after that, who knows? Could Mac Jones be the starter by week 4 when Brady and the Bucs come to town? Maybe. Will Newton still be the starter? I don't think anyone would be so shocked if he was or he wasn't. But Cam Newton needs to have a bounce-back season. It's obvious. It's obvious. So, that's the Patriots. That's all you need to know. What more do you need to know? Excuse me, I'm losing my voice over here because I'm yelling too much. Hey, it's me. What do you expect? All right, so do want to get to a couple of NFL headlines as see going on along the bottom of your screen here. The Bills and Josh Allen agreed to a brand new 6-year, $258 million contract extension that keeps Allen the Bills quarterback through 2028. So I saw a funny meme earlier. In his 22 seasons in the NFL, Tom Brady's made over $261 million. Over the course of the next 6-7 years, Josh Allen's going to make just as much, if not more, than what Tom Brady's made throughout his first 21 years in the league. That just goes to show how much money Tom Brady sacrificed to keep the Patriots dynasty alive when he was here. Let that sink in. Let's let that sink in. How much money Josh Allen's going to get now? Can that money easily be given back to Buffalo for cap reasons and everything? Sure. But let's just say that doesn't happen. Josh Allen's going to be making all that money within a 6-year period when it took Tom Brady basically his entire career to get to that point. Patriot fans, realizing how much Tom Brady meant to the Patriots organization now and how much screwed over he got by Belichick with the contracts and being paid like a second-string guy. Nick Foles, who has bounced around the league a little bit, has made more money in the last like 5-6 years than Tom Brady has in his entire career. Or just as much. I don't know. Let that sink in, though. A lot of these backup guys that prove that they can start them, they get all these big money contracts, and Tom Brady's been in the league forever. At the time, was still being treated like, that scrawny little guy from Michigan that Bill Belichick drafted in 2000. See where I'm coming from, Patriot fans? Throughout Tom Brady's entire career, did Brady get big money contracts? Yes, he did. But he always gave a lot of that money back to keep the dynasty alive. But Tom Brady never got a $200+ million contract. He never did. Granted, the landscape of the NFL was different back then, but still, he never got one. God forbid Belichick ever did that for a guy. God forbid I'm shocked that Belichick spent as much money as he did. He spent $250 million this offseason alone when he never even considered giving Tom Brady $250 million. Ever. So there you go. All right, so another interesting point out of here, Rams head coach Sean McVay said that as long as Matthew Stafford is the quarterback of the LA Rams, and as long as he is the head coach, we're not going to see Matthew Stafford play a snap of preseason football for the LA Rams. Now McVay has done this since he got in LA. His starters have never played a preseason game under him at all. At all. Look, I kind of disagree with that. But no, Belichick did it for Brady a couple times. And look, did anyone really think anything of it at the time? Probably not. But then when Brady went down the ACL and injury in 08, because, in the first week of the year against the Chiefs, that year, those were the first snaps that Brady took. Other than practice snaps, that's the first game action snaps he took. Look, do starters need to play in the preseason? No, they really don't. But it does help to have some preseason reps under there as a starter. Bang another guy on a team for a change rather than your own. Now, I know you have all these joint practices, and that's where you can get your reps against other guys, but it helps putting yourself in a game situation, though. So that way, when the regular season comes and you're ready for those big game time decisioning moments, rather than you struggle. Because I think a lot of starters who don't play a snap in the preseason, they struggle out of the gate. And I think the Rams are going to struggle out of the gate again with Sean McVay doing this. Now look, is it a good thing to have? Does he want to protect guys from injury in the preseason? Yeah. But it's also bad because these guys can get hurt in the regular season and they're rusty. So, you're kind of it's kind of like a battle that you're never going to win, pretty much. So, anyway, and so you also saw Brian Flores, head coach of the Miami Dolphins, says the team doesn't want to trade corner Xavier Howard, even though Howard has requested a trade. Howard just signed a contract extension not too long ago. And this is what I'm not understanding with a lot of players in the NFL today. And this includes both Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers. Do team philosophies change? Yeah, of course they do. It's football. Everything changes. But knowing what's going on, you sign a contract. Rodgers, he had a feeling the philosophy was changing a while ago, yet he still signed a 4-year contract extension. Just to get his ass in the building, the Patriots had to agree to restructure his contract to avoid that 2023 year, ensuring that, they will trade him in 2022 unless his mind changes up. I don't know. But what mind boggles me, though, the Dolphins are on the rise. And Howard still wants out. Dude, the Dolphins can make the playoffs this year. What do you and you sign that contract. You're the leader of that team. What example are you showing for the young guys? It's like, if I'm unhappy, just request a trade. And pray that I get it. But Deshaun Watson, though. And here's what mind boggles me. He's upset because Bill O'Brien, who was the GM at the time, virtually traded away the entire offense. Even after Bill O'Brien did that, Deshaun Watson signs an extension with Houston. Then after the season, say, I want out because the offense sucks? Dude, you saw the offense get dismantled in front of your own eyes before you signed a contract, and yet you still put your John Hancock on the contract. You freaking ninny. Own up. And same with Rodgers. Look, I get you're unhappy. The philosophy has changed in Green Bay for a couple years now. You have a gripe. You have a reason to be mad. But you also signed a contract. Honor the contract. And you're doing that right now, which I'm happy that you are doing. But still, though, you had to whine and cry and bitch your way to get what you wanted. Now, look, Randall Cobb, look, he's not as fit for Green Bay. I understand why you want him back. He didn't fit in Houston. I don't think he really fit in Dallas much. So that's fine. But was your whole offseason prima donna act necessary? No, it was not. Now, look. Personally, do I still like Green Bay? Yes. Am I always going to like Green Bay? Yes. Am I still an Aaron Rodgers fan? Yes. But did I lose a little bit of respect for Rodgers after that stunt? Yeah, I did. I did. So, that's all I'm going to say there. All right. That wraps up this week's edition of TitleTown Throwdown. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can catch a replay of this now on the show on the Fans Only Sports Network and on our YouTube channels, both Native Sports and the Fans Only Sports Network YouTube channel. All right, thank you for tuning in. I'm Nick Blanc. We'll talk to you next Saturday. Hopefully some more Patriot news. Something comes up. But next Saturday, though, we get to dissect a preseason. How about that? We get to dissect an actual football game for the first time since the Patriots last played a meaningful football game or a football game. We're going to talk about that. But thank you for tuning in. I'm Nick LeBlanc, and we'll see you next Saturday. Have a good rest of your weekend.